Tony and Sara met in early February of 2008 at an establishment where Tony was working as a bartender. Immediately, Tony noticed Sara as she walked into this bar. And quickly, he inquired, who was this stunning young woman? Finally, Tony was able to get Sara's attention. And Sara noticed Tony as well. And at that moment, they both knew that they were destined to come to get to know one another, to enter on some kind of journey, not knowing exactly what, but that they needed to go deeper in their relationship, even in that initial moment, at that moment where they first met. Sara and Tony got to know one another, and they're eventually here in love. Through it all, their love and their compassion led them to this very moment where they will promise to be there forever. Tony and Sara spent almost a year preparing for this day. Today, Tony and Sara, the church shares your joy. As today, in the presence of God our Father, you establish between yourselves a lifelong covenant and partnership. Your wedding vows, this sacrament, will give you the fullness of new life. You have discovered your divine destiny. And when you first met, that was the beginning of God bringing you to this very day. It began in 2008, but now it's come to its fulfillment at the beginning of 2017.
Sara is by far and away ahead of the game when it comes to practicing patience in her relationship. I've watched her practice patience with grace and humility through all of the highs and lows, dating a traveling athlete, supporting him as he grows his business, consoling his family as they were grieving. And Tony does the exact same, being there for her as she was in grad school and supporting her as she was in her own business, consoling her fears and doubts, and enduring days of fashion photography and online shopping.
Tony and I go way back, and you guys know Tony was a great baseball player at Creighton, 5-tool athlete, could do it all. Tony, had a lot of passion for baseball. Now it's obviously golf. We played, I think, around 50 rounds together last year. When we're out there, it's just about having fun, right? Just enjoying the moments. Just don't sweat the small stuff. And that's really what, leads into Tony's character, because, that's him. He's a cool cat, right? People say, man, I just want to be like that guy. He's just always in a good mood. He's always so laid back. And I say, that's just what he is. That's how he is. Day's finally here. Sara, you look beautiful. Just absolutely stunning. Sara Roth. So much easier to spell. It's amazing.
They're here this day not by accident. And I really do believe that God destined them to meet one another in 2008. But they also have examples in their life of people who have brought them here this day, that had showed them the way of love. And that's their parents.
Sara, you're a lucky girl. I'll tell you, Tony comes from a great family. Just an amazing family. Holly, sweet, sweet Holly. You're still one of my favorite. I'm her second Tony, she calls it. Yeah. Tony number 2. If you didn't have a chance to know Jeff, you missed out. He was a riot. I told my wife Carly, I said, I'm gonna bring up Jeff at the reception. I wanted to talk about him, and Carly said, I never got to know Jeff really. So tell me about him. I said, if you're ever having a bad day, you just call Jeff. That's it, right? He'd brighten your day. You saw him in person, you see a smile, brighten you right up. I said, he was just the guy everyone wanted to be around. And Carly said to me, that sounds just like Tony. I said, you're absolutely right, and it's just been cool to see how Tony has followed in these footsteps, and we miss him, but we know he's here in spirit.
Life can be filled with such great joy when you do life together and forever. When we are found in God and our love for one another, we have everything that we need. We have more than enough to live life to the full. Moments, we send them out for the rest of their lives together with a very special blessing from God. And it's with great pleasure and great privilege to announce to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Tony and Sara Roth.
marriage is work, but I know you do it. I've seen how he's dedicated with everything else in his life, so here we go. I'm gonna rock it out. Let me say you work, work, work. Cheers, everyone. Enjoy the night.
I personally can't think of a memory with them where I haven't laughed or smiled. And it's something I've grown to expect from both of them. And them joining in marriage just manifests all of the things that I love about them. But more than anything, there's no advice that I could give Sara or offer today that she probably hasn't already given me. So I just want to toast to the two of you and just also say a small prayer that I hope your relationship in marriage continues to be something that everyone here will be able to take notes from like we already have. I just love you so much and I'm so happy for you. So cheers.